Hello, and thank you for agreeing to participate in the Online Agricultural Council. So this is how it will work. At 8 a.m. we start with introduction. I will be the coordinator of the session, and then we shift to the first speaker. Every speaker provides the presentation to the topic that was agreed before. This presentation, and this is very important, we need to receive prior to the actual session at least in 3 days. So you start the presentation and each sentence is translated by me or by my colleague Yuri, not simultaneously, but step by step. This is done due to the importance of the information that you are going to be providing, and thus simultaneous translation has drawbacks of losing some information when it is done. So during the presentation there will be some questions from the audience. I will be interrupting you, sorry for that, and asking those questions, trying to fit them into the topic right where it makes most sense. Also, in addition to the main speaker, which is you, we have the number of panelists, and you are welcome to invite your colleagues from other universities, from other countries, who would be able to provide an alternative view to the topic. For example, when we had winter wheat session, we had experts on nutrition from Kansas State, from Manitoba, and from Washington State. That provided us the variability of solutions, how to fertilize winter wheat under different circumstances. Ukraine is very big as compared to the other European countries, and we have a lot of different climatic conditions. But having no agricultural science, this is the only way for us, for our farmers, to get the practical information. So the panelists, they do not prepare the presentation, but they sometimes answer the questions or just provide an alternative solutions, like I said, to the topic that you are currently talking about. If you have a possibility to contact the panelist beforehand, it would be great for you to decide who is talking about which topic, and the topics will be sent to you in the separate file. Those are the issues within each of the topics that our audience asked us to cover. These issues are critical to be discussed. In addition to these issues, we would like to ask you to mention all the latest researches done in the university that you work in or any other universities that have proved to be productive or at least valid to consider. Also, please provide your subjective points of view on what are the closest future issues going to be in the industry. That would be also very important. Other than that, please, when preparing your presentation, do not talk a lot about the general things that, as they call, universal truth, or that everybody knows. This event is all about the nuances, details, and peculiarities of production of each of the crops. Thus, with the limited time, we are asking you to prepare just the most important and the most detailed topics that usually are not presented at the general lectures. Like, for example, if you have 2 hours to cover the crop, you wouldn't be covering the stages of the growth for application of trace elements foliarly, or you wouldn't be talking too much about the soil temperature at the planting and application of the fertilizers, soil fertilizers. That's just one of the examples that came up to my mind to describe how it is best to be done. So just imagine that the audience are the farmers that have some practical experience, some good practical experience, but they lack the recent researches and recent updates on the technologies, on the agricultural crops production technologies. That includes agronomy in general, fertilization and nutrition, and crop protection from pests, from diseases, and weed management. So thank you once again for being with us. We are looking forward to working with you, and we are honored to have you in our speakers list.